Okay, happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to the For the Doers podcast. I am Seda, your host, and I am here today with Janice Sadoyama, my partner in crime, who helps me get this together and always inspires me to, have these amazing conversations and thoughts. And today we are going down a little rabbit hole of gratitude. And we're going to keep it a little bit short today, not to get personal, but I did have oral surgery a few days ago. So I'm trying to parcel out my time carefully while still being here and consistent and talking about all these wonderful things that we love. So welcome. Hope you're having a happy Monday already. And so let's get to gratitude. We were just talking about how would you say it? How you are grateful, your gratitude rituals. I don't even know how I would describe what we do every day. And I was just saying to Janice, I'm super off the cuff, of course. not not planned very well with much, but off the cuff. I mean, what I do every morning is as soon as I wake up, I say thank you for my being here. There are so many, it's not guaranteed that you're going to wake up for who knows how many reasons. I think, the fact that you're here, we're not going to go super into the miracle of life, in the first place, but you're here. You survived another day, or, you put another day into the, box or whatever it is. And then you just have this new day. And I don't know, when I wake up, I just feel so much possibility. I don't make the gratitude list that a lot of people do in the morning or in the evening very often, but I'm always thinking about it. And I say to myself in the morning, oh my goodness, I'm so happy I'm walking, I got out of my bed. I am so grateful. So that's how we started the conversation.
I mean, it seems mundane, right? Like it seems very trivial to be like, oh, I'm thankful, like what you just said, like I'm thankful I can walk. And it's like somebody be like, oh, okay, like it's not a grand thing,
right,
to be grateful for. But you think about it, if that were taken away from you, what does that look like? So it's a small thing until it's not a small thing.
Exactly.
And it runs the full gamut. And I think, maybe during holiday times or, the new year or things like that, where there's been an emphasis placed on gratitude and being thankful for what you have. It's ironic too, because it's also a time where it's like, I need more, I need to get more, I need to give more. And you it's like a splurging season too, but you're like, no, you must be grateful.
Yes.
It's, I love that you say that you have this sort of ritual that you do on the daily in the morning, because it sets the tone kind of for the day. And I'm not good about it either. I used to be really good about like journaling or, writing things down and kind of really embedding and living in that gratitude space, which is something that, might get curious and pick it up again. Because it just shows, like, it just gives you that next layer of intent and action behind it. But I love that you say that it's as simple as thinking about it, for somebody who says that they don't have a lot of time, like, Seda, how am I going to do a gratitude practice? Like, I'm busy, I'm running, I run my own business, or I work 9 to 12, or, I can't squeeze it in. Like the fact that you just say you can think about it's as simple as thinking about it.
It is. I mean, it took me many years. I think I've been doing the morning gratitude, um or any time of the day gratitude, honestly, but mostly in the morning when I wake up, because again, that's setting the tone for the day. And that's changed my life. And I didn't even realize it. And I'm actually, as we're talking about it, becoming more conscious and trying to think of when did I start doing that and what has been the outcome. And I think that that's part of taking control of your own life and being accountable also. It doesn't seem that way, but gratitude is a way to be accountable, to yourself and how you want to live your life. um a lot of that came for me from just being aware of my surroundings and the people in my surroundings, of course, because it's so easy to spiral. And of course, I in retrospect, yeah, that comes from recovering from depression and having a breakdown. You don't really feel like you have a lot when you get to that space where you're like, I don't even know what to do anymore. um so I think gratitude is probably the main thing that started propelling me, that has taken many years. But now I see in retrospect when my days on the regular started getting better, because setting the tone, instead of thinking first thing in the morning, oh my God, I got to do this, I got to do that, which is so easy to just wake up and say, oh my God, I've got so many things to do. But instead, just being like, flip the script on yourself. Because as we're talking about this, I'm still thinking, the mind is the last frontier. It's really think, what you think about yourself, what you think about your surroundings, and finding, again, a way to flip the script even when things are going bad. My dad, when God, it doesn't even seem like it was a year ago that he was still here, but he was really struggling. And one of the things that I remember, because we are so much alike, or we're so much alike, um he always wanted to look his best no matter what. My dad wore a suit at least 6 days a week. Always had to have press shirts. That dry cleaning bill was always pretty big, because he had like 50 shirts at least that were always in play, and the suits. And one of the biggest fights we used to get into last year, when we're just trying to take him to the doctors, he insisted on being dressed with a shirt when he really couldn't even dress himself anymore. But that insistence and that pride in how he looked, really brought that back to me too, because I'm like, this man was so independent. Now he can't even button his shirts. Whoo, like, put yourself in that situation. He was pretty ornery at that point, but I see why. When you feel like you're losing your independence, and to your point earlier, as soon as you can't do it anymore, it's like, oh snap. And to me, it's like, don't wait till that happens, just be grateful for it right now. That you can do those things. I hate, for example, washing the dishes. And that's one of the places where I try to flip that switch. And I'm like, I can wash the dishes. I can walk over there. I can wash those dishes. I can put them away because I have a place to put them. I bought all these dishes or whatever it is that I'm using. I'm so grateful that I'm able to do that. And it sounds kind of corny, but it's like, it makes me so happy. Putting it in
That's a testament
perspective,
to perspective. Yeah.
you know? that's kind of what I'm saying. It's like, it's not, it's putting it into practice and just saying, oh my God, this is fantastic. I need to just acknowledge this. And I'm a spiritual person, but I'm also very realistic. And I think the whole thing with gratitude, I probably got that from watching The Secret many years ago. I personally, I think The Secret was a good start. I don't think it's as deep, because you can't just listen to one part of law of attraction. There are a lot of different laws. There's gravity, there's all of these other things. But I think that if you want to have a more positive outlook, it's hard to do it without gratitude, and really feel like you have everything you need.
So I want to rewind back just a little bit to the bit where you said, you went through some really challenging life things where you said every day eventually started getting better. But what advice would you give to somebody who's in the thick of it, who can't see outside of that realm right now?
I mean, that's honestly what I would suggest, is like, you feel like you have nothing. You feel like that. And I think that that's what's important to put into perspective, is what do you actually have? That's where I started. What do you actually have? These days, I'm sorry, a roof over your head, all of the conveniences. If you're listening to this, you have something that you're listening to. You've got a phone or a computer or both, or any of that. I mean, just start with the little things. Does somebody come home and care about you? Husband, wife, kid, friend, roommate, whatever. Look at the good relationships that you have. And we're people, and we're always trying to, I think it's natural for people to have disagreements, because we're different. We're all different. We're the same, but we're different. The personalities are different. The characters are different. And you're always, bumping heads with people. But who are the people that you're grateful for? Start there. Who has done something nice for you? Who makes you feel good about yourself? That's a whole other topic that we're going to talk about some other time very soon, because the people who are around you, you are an antenna, and you're picking up what's around you. Where are the good things coming from? Or, as simple as something that I used to do. I'm very visual also. Pictures, like going through my pictures and literally just making one file of a bunch of pictures that make me happy. Super cute puppies, my niece and nephew, when they were chubby little kids, making a funny face or something like that. It's really starting with those little things, because you have something to be grateful for. And we're all different, but start with those little things that you can count on, because there's something you can count on. You might have to dig deep. And like we were speaking about mentors, is there somebody that you watch online that's inspirational, or look for that? That's another thing I used to do in the morning that I just realized that you said that I don't do it very much anymore, but I love YouTube, because I can find, you know, old videos of people who aren't even around anymore, but they just light me up. Like, Wow. Yes, I'm going to have a great day today. And listening to those things, I used to listen to, and I'm sure he had his controversies, but I found this Reverend Ike. He used to be this minister, like one of the first TV evangelists, and he was Black in the 70s and 80s, which was kind of a big deal. He had a huge church. And yes, I know he probably, if you know about him, he had a lot of controversy, but there were a couple of videos where he just did like gratitude blessings and things like that. Oh, there was one that I listened to almost every day for a while when I was really going through it, because it just made me think, yes, yes, I'm up, I'm in it, I'm walking around, I'm so grateful for this, and there's more that I can do. And then the last thing I want to say is do things for other people. Do things for other people. You know, you can volunteer. We live in Los Angeles where I live in Los Angeles where there's so many opportunities to volunteer. And that's one of the things I always do when I'm down too, is, try to take care of other people. Even if it's just a few minutes where you're dropping off food to somebody, or pick somebody who that's when I would like spend time with my dad and be happy about that, or go volunteer. One of the things I used to do is helping little kids who came from battered homes, and we would do art projects with them. Things like that, which don't seem so significant, but they are making a difference in somebody else's day, not even just their life, just making a difference in somebody else's day is like, whew. If you do that, you get something from that for yourself. I almost even look at that selfishly because I'm like, I just want to see that smile. I want that gratitude from someone, because I know it rubs off on me. I think that's the advice I would give to somebody, because now like, honestly, I'm a master at gratitude. I just, all the time, I like 3 times a day, I try to remind myself, oh, I'm so grateful for that. Oh, that happened. Amazing. Oh, that didn't happen. Amazing. And I can't wait to see what happens because that didn't happen, even if it's something that you want. And it sounds woo-woo, but I don't care. I'm happy.
Well, it's evident too. I mean, it's not just, I laugh too because, we already talked about this. We do love the woo-woo, but
Yes.
There's also something so rooted in that, where it's like the energy that you give, the energy that you receive. And it's like, if you intentionally start off with a good, like, it's a good and it's a giving space, how can, like, what's going to be on the receiving end? It's not going to be the opposite. It's going to be kind of in that flow of,
yes,
I'm here I want to share good things with you. I want to do something good. Like you said, you're like, I'm doing it. It's almost feels selfish because it's like you're doing it for that, that smile and that energy, and like to boost somebody's, day.
Yes.
I mean, you keep that trajectory and it's kind of like, there's no stopping it.
No, and the more you do it, the more, and that's the bottom line. And yeah, I'm joking when I say I don't care, but I'm kind of not, because because the more tiny bit because my point is that the more you do it, you're doing it for yourself. That's that's better than anyone else saying, oh, I'm so happy you did this. It's for you, it's for yourself. And the more I do, the gratitude, I'm just like, this is fantastic. I'm feeling great for no reason. And that's just fine. That's better than not feeling great for no reason, because a lot of it is in our head, the on the daily, talking to yourself. You say a lot of the same things over and over to yourself, and just checking that. And every once in a while, just being like, yeah, but all these other things are amazing. Yeah, that's what I have to say about that. And I mean, I guess the last thing I'll say about it is it will go back to the woo-woo esoteric, that people think, that whole gratitude, and not everyone, some people think that the whole gratitude thing is kind of like that phony positivity. This is when it's not phony, because you're really looking at your life and putting it into a perspective that is positive and being ruthless about it, because that's what I am. I'm ruthless about it because I'm the one living this life. And going back to what I think I talked about in the check-in was last week was, it's you who has to just create your surroundings with what you do. That will never go away. The more gratitude that I instill my life with, the better it gets. And it doesn't happen overnight, but it's the perspective that I have about my life. That's what makes a difference, because I can easily turn it around and be like, I have the worst teeth ever. I had to have oral surgery. This sucks, or, this is broken, and the shower and all these other things. But I'm still here. Now I can't even, of course I complain. I'm a complainer. I'm a judger. I'm a Virgo. Don't get mad, Virgos. You know how we are. But at the core, that's not, those negative thoughts or putting attention on something negative will happen always. But how much time? How much time are you putting into that negativity, and how much time are you putting into the positivity? Because the more you do it, the more it amplifies. I mean, years later, after, going through a lot of things, even last year, I went through a lot of the things, and this year, that's never gonna stop. Ever. We're always gonna have challenges, but I think taking your life into your own hands and really creating the environment and creating that picture of yourself is up to you. And I think gratitude is a huge part of, knowing where you've been. When you and I first started working, and I know I'm being long-winded on my last point, but when you and I first started working together on my personal brand, I was so grateful that I was guided by my intuition, to find that. And I think that that's part of that journey. You helped me to discover all of these things about myself that I know, but hearing it from a different perspective, I was like, I have done so many things in my life. I should be so proud of myself. Look at me, but that's me digging, because I know what I want. And part of that is that made me even more grateful when we discovered all those things. Or you helped me discover all the things that I've already done, because we're not always good at doing it for ourselves. But it made me even more grateful that I was way more, I'm thinking about, I think I'm, what do you call it? Stuck on, just doing things for yourself and creating that environment. I don't know why I keep coming back to that, because I don't think you think of gratitude as accountability, but I think that they do go together, because gratitude, from my perspective, is you creating a better life, because you're acknowledging all of the wonderful things around you.
100%. And one could also say, like, to that point, is that gratitude's also a pathway to resilience.
Yes, maybe that's what I was trying to say.
I mean, same, but like it allows you to kind of bounce back. You know,
Yes.
somebody who lacks, or, you know, I don't want to say someone, because I'm guilty of it too, where you lose track and you're like, your gratitude practice is off, or, you know, you want to be a little bit Debbie Downer.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, how quickly can you bounce out of that space? Gratitude's a pretty quick way to do it.
Yeah. Yes. See, this is why we work together so well, because you literally translated what I was trying to say.
I speak Seda.
You speak Seda for sure.
I'm fluent in Seda.
Oh my goodness, I love it. But that's what I mean. And that's why I'm so grateful for you. And I'm not going to wait until Christmas to tell you that I'm grateful for you and all the people, you know, who I know and support me and who I support. And I think that that's what it's all about, is, you know, like I said, we'll talk about that in the future, is the people who you have around you, you know, as you're creating the space that you want to live in. That's what it's all about. And I come from retail, so I've learned over the years to, you know, I can't celebrate the holidays when it actually happens. I got to run with it all year round. Amazing. Thank you, Janice. Thank you so much. What a great conversation. I feel so grateful now.
Same. I love it. Same.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for listening. This was such a great convo. I hope that today you find at least a few things that you're grateful for, and that it makes you happy and it puts a smile on your face, because you are such a lucky person. And that's about it. Have an amazing day, everyone. I am grateful for you. Be well. Have a good one. Bye.